because we ran out of 50-50 tickets. So we're gonna skip that for today. But we do have happy dollars. Anybody have a happy dollar? All right, Deb.
I was hoping Nate would be here this morning. I have one happy dollar.
But we played a really sweet bank night that got everybody situated. So just really grateful for those that came and the club for support. Very nice. Thank you all to helped out. Karen. All right, Sandy. Just wanted to say it was a nice drive down. I've got to see more sunrise I've seen it over. Got it.
I have 10 happy dollars because I know that schedule. So you're so busy, and I wanted everyone to know that Mary has been working with all her other governor responsibilities. She's been reviewing our grants, and she's very good at that as well, and she's been helping to support them, and now the district has decided that our grant is ready to go to Rotary International, and she's been amazing and supportive from the district, and I want to thank her very much.
Definitely worth a round of applause.
Thank you. I have several happy dollars, mostly. No, I don't want to change. Can you hear me? Okay, fine. So my happy dollars are just for all of you for being here, for being Rotarians, and also you never know when you're going to discover a Rotarian who might actually live a few doors down from you. So I was really excited to see Mary this morning when I walked in the door. But seriously, thank you all.
And I also have two happy dollars. The first one is because my son turned 44 on Saturday. I'm still not sure how that happened. And my second happy dollar is the Eagles won their opening game, and we are season ticket holders since 1984. So on Sunday, my husband, daughter, and I drove down to the stadium and got a tour of the locker, which was really pretty interesting. That locker is pretty nice, let me tell you. So thank you, everyone. Today, we are going to go do some club history. Back in the day, Yorkies participated in the business foreign exchange. This was not students. They were visiting foreign exchange Rotarians stayed with an East York member. York had hosted them for 1 week. This Rotarian visited local companies in the area along with our local tourist attractions. Our visiting Rotarian was part of a contingent of foreign business members visiting other areas in our district. So something kind of interesting. All right, any announcements? Tim?
We have our online ticket sales now available for Pints for Polio. Thanks to help from Elizabeth for setting that up. And we're having a meeting today after this meeting for Pints for Polio. Anyone who'd like to sit in with that's more than welcome. So thank you. October 23rd, Thursday.
Very good. All right, great.
Thank you. So last week I was caught off guard a little bit with the tree planting question, and I got some clarification. So we actually do have two different projects coming up. One is going to be on October the 4th, which will be down at Native Lands Park. And that, I believe, is going to start at 8 o'clock. The other one is going to be on October the 18th, which is our planting for municipalities. That will also start on the 18th. So all that we need are volunteers to help dig holes and help to plant the trees. So if you have any interest in that, I will be sending out an email so that we can get you more information. But I just wanted to kind of follow up. Last week, again, I was kind of caught off guard and I felt like I wanted to give some clarification. But those two dates are coming up fairly quickly. So October the 4th and October the 18th, Saturday mornings. If you want to help to plant trees, we'll certainly use your physical ability.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Chris?
Thank you. Just wanted to follow up. Last week, we mentioned something about Glen Hope inviting us down to do some demolition work as they get their project started. It's tentatively set for September the 27th. That's a Saturday. I'm waiting to get more details from Amy in regards to what that's going to look like. So I know I have a sledgehammer in the garage. I'm more than willing to bring down. So I'll get more information out to the group as it comes in. I also wanted to let the club know that the board approved an additional $4,000 for the grant for the mission that Connie has going in end of October. So that'll be a total of $8,000 we're contributing to the mission this time around. So thank you.
We're happy to support. Let's see, just checking my notes here. I do want to just remind everybody, next week we will be back at Heritage Hills, but the following Tuesday is our offsite meeting, and that's going to be held at the Burns Health Education Center. Same time, they're down on South George Street, very close to where Crispus Attucks is. So hope to see you there. For district-wide, the Rotary Leadership Institute is Saturday, October the 4th, and that's held at Central Penn College. It's an interesting day for anybody who wants to just learn a little bit more about Rotary. So if anybody is interested, there is a registration fee, but your club will cover that registration fee. So let me know if you have any interest in joining that. Anniversaries, this month we have quite a few. Jim Kraft is going to celebrate 40 years with the club, with Rotary. Joanne Banco celebrates 38 years. Bob Belser, 32 years. Jeff Kyle, 8 years. Christina Verano, you make 3 years. So we have our first mother-daughter anniversary in the same month. Stephanie Hoffman also is 3 years. You two must have joined at the same, or that came to the first meeting, I wonder. And Diana is 2 years. Happy birthdays to Bill Girosh, which was Sunday. Connie Sparks is coming up. Connie, your birthday on September the 12th, in advance. celebrates on 9/13. Karen Connery has his birthday this month on the 21st. Nick is on the 22nd, and Andy Ryan's is on the 27th. So, happy birthday and congratulations, happy anniversary to all those above. So at this point, I'd like to introduce David Corman, our Assistant Governor.
Thank you, President Chris. I bring you greetings today from the Club of Uptown York. And with a little caveat, thank you for letting us enjoy the service of two of your former members, Becky Disney and Betsy Buckingham. They are still active and very involved with our club. So again, thank you. I am the new Assistant Governor for Group G. And if we go back a few years, I realize I have some very tall heels to fill. And I need to talk to you, Elizabeth. I need some guidance. So if you don't mind, I will have a chat with you at some point. You've forgotten everything by now, right? But I'm here today to thank you for your hospitality and to introduce you to our district governor. A member of Rotary and the Rotary Club of Carlisle since 2013, Mary has worked in employee communications, services marketing, as a Pennsylvania guest teacher, and now in health insurance. She owns Demeter Financial Services, where she provides health insurance and Medicare insurance guidance along with financial coaching. She's a native of Louisiana, eventually moved north and attended Ohio State University. You're not as kind as some other clubs have been. But at least you're very upfront about it. While there, she earned her BS in communications and economics before moving to Dallas, Texas with her husband, Paul. Much of her work there was marketing for architectural, engineering, and construction companies. She and her husband moved back to Pennsylvania with their two children to be near family. Mary's been active in the community since moving to Carlisle, volunteering and serving on the boards of the Amelia S. Given Library, the Helen O. Krause Animal Foundation, the American Association of University Women, and of course, Rotary. She was an assistant leader for a local Girl Scout troop where she was able to help 4 girls achieve the highest award of gold. Her focus is now her business, Rotary, and continuing to learn new things. She has a current favorite quote, and it is, "At the end of life, what really matters is not what we bought, but what we built. Not what we got, but what we shared. Not our competence, but our character. And not our success, but our significance. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love." I am extremely pleased and honored to introduce to you our district governor, Mary Brunsky.
All right, I've got my little friends here with me, so I've got to get them a little situated. These are those.
They look all happy to be here
Yes, they do.
and awake.
Yeah. Actually, Dave, I think you've probably seen this speech long enough, or as many times as I've given it. You could probably do it for me.
We've got one for visit. I'm not going to do it for you.
Okay. Good morning. I am happy to be here. And I am so glad to be part of Rotary. I'm going to move that down a little bit. Can everyone hear me okay? And I'm trying to make sure I don't walk out of the screen. I don't like to have anything between me and the audience. It just feels like a barrier. So I'd much rather be out here and talk to you. One of the things that I feel like we need to do is tell our stories and tell our Rotary story. So I will tell you a little bit about my story, how I was raised, and why I became a Rotarian. I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I was raised by a single mom. My dad decided when I was around 5 and my brother was 10 that he didn't need to be part of our family anymore. So my brother and I were latchkey kids before that was even a term. The other quote that I like these days is everybody wants to save the world, but no one wants to help mom do the dishes. We've got to do the work. And as a single mom, my mom certainly couldn't have afforded a dishwasher. In fact, most people in those days really didn't have one. So my mom and I did a lot of dishes. And during that time frame, I got to learn about my mom. We talked about her growing up on a small farm in Ohio where she helped out with the chickens and the pigs and the sheep. And her parents valued education, and they wanted her and her sister to go to college. They saved $8,000 to send those two girls to college. And then the Depression hit, and that money went away. My mother was able to take 3 weeks of secretarial school, and that's how she was making her living as I was growing up. As we would do the dishes, the one thing she kept saying to me is, I want you to get an education. I hope you go to college. I want you to go to college. So she pushed that for me. She saw the potential and said, I don't want you to do like I'm doing, which is basically surviving. I had a teacher in high school who approached me at one point and she said, Mary, it seems like you would do well or that you might want to work somewhere. I'd love to. I live in a town though of 1,000 people. Where the heck am I going to get a job? But she's told me that Manpower was over in the next town and they were looking for teenagers to give jobs to. So I went to Manpower and I was able to get a job at the local library, little 3-room library. And I worked there for 2.5 years, saved up a little bit of money and started off at a small private college. And there I had a financial officer who saw me. And they said, okay, we're going to help you out. I had to borrow $500, but they helped me identify there were state and federal opportunity grants that helped offset the rest of the costs. Then one of the things I realized is this little small college, while nice, was way too much like that little tiny town I just left. And I was ready for a big city. 18 years old and ready to take on the world, right? I got a job offer in Columbus. So I contacted Ohio State, transferred my credits. I notified the school on Wednesday that I was withdrawing. I said goodbye to everyone on Thursday, and by Friday I was gone. So I get to Ohio State, I get to my job. I was able to pay off that $500. And now those grants that I had gotten were able to not only pay for my school, but they paid for my books. I was able to leave school with 0 debt. My husband and I have worked hard and we're very comfortable today. I am thriving, not surviving. My mother, bless her heart, spent most of her life surviving. The thing is, though, what helped me was that people saw me and they reached out and they helped me. And this is what I see in Rotary. Before we do a grant, we ask that you do a community assessment. Because while we might go, we should put in toilets. Those people need toilets. What they really need is clean water, or they need some kind of disease prevention. And unless we do that work of looking at them and seeing what's really going on there, we don't know what they really need. Rotary sees what's going on. And that's why I joined Rotary, is because we see the need and we don't ignore it. We get out there and we do the work. Here's my friends that I brought along with me. And this is the participation part of the program. This is Jonah, my little bear, and he has his little End Polio Now t-shirt on. And this is Albert, my little Canadian moose, who also has an End Polio shirt on. Anybody can tell me why they're named Jonah and Albert? There you go, the first person to get it. Actually, I've had Albert Einstein and everything else. Jonah Salk, who came up with the polio vaccine, and Albert Sabin, who came up with the sugar cube, which I greatly appreciated over the shot. When Rotary decided that they wanted to help eradicate polio, they went to WHO, the World Health Organization, and said, we're going to help do this. WHO first laughed. And then Rotary went back again and said, no, we seriously think we can do this. One of the first audacious goals that they set was to inoculate 6 million children in the Philippines. And they accomplished that. Last year, Rotary helped inoculate 3 billion children in 122 countries. Polio had 3 strains. 2 of them are completely gone. There's 1 strain left, and it's still active in Pakistan and Afghanistan. We went from 350,000 cases in the mid-'80s to last year, there were 2 cases in Pakistan and 11 in Afghanistan. We literally are this close to getting rid of polio. And once we can get everyone inoculated, and once there's no cases for 3 years, we can finally say a second disease has been wiped off the face of this planet. And that's thanks to Rotary. That's thanks to the donations that you've given to the foundation. So, remember these little guys. Give to polio. Find out what the other problems are that need to be addressed. Then the other person, the other thing I brought with me is Goldie, my little goldfish. When we did our president-elect training this last February, our theme was Ted Lasso. Who knows the Ted Lasso series? We've got a couple that aren't familiar with it. Ted Lasso was a series that is on Apple, so that may be why most people haven't seen it. But it is an American football coach who is hired to go to the UK and work with a soccer team. The woman who hires him has won the soccer team in a divorce settlement from her husband. This team is something he loved. He grew up from a child to finally making his money and able to buy the team. And she wants to destroy it and hurt him like he hurt her. So she hires this guy believing he knows nothing about soccer. They're gonna fail and I will have my revenge. But Ted comes in and he is one of these people that he really doesn't care whether the team wins or not. He works to try to make his players better people on the field and off the field. The leadership things that are given out of Ted Lasso, I wish I had worked for people like that in my life. Because he just, be curious, not judgmental. Don't worry about what people are saying. He's incredible. One of the things that he does, one of his players has made a bad mistake on the field. Player's sitting there and he is beating himself up over what he just did. And Ted comes over to him and he goes, Sam, what's the happiest animal on the planet? Sam's like, what are you talking about? I don't know. And he said, it's a goldfish. And do you know why it's a goldfish? I saw your hand up. Do you remember why? There you go. 10-second memory. So when you make a mistake, you think about it for 10 seconds and let it go. If someone says something that upsets you or makes you angry or annoys you, think about it for 10 seconds and let it go. If you get cut off on the freeway, thankfully I did not have that experience this morning, but think about it for 10 seconds and let it go. And your life will be happier for one. So what can district do for you? District has a public image team now. Juliet Altenberg, one of the past district governors, has been heading that up for a couple of years. She's finally gotten a full committee with her now. They are sending stuff to Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and I think they're talking about adding either X or Twitter, or not Twitter, TikTok. So when you do your grants, when you do your tree planting, let district know, because we can put it on our information, our district website, and we can spread that out more. This is what we've got to do. We've got to tell the story, because I still have people come up to me and go, I've heard of Rotary, but what exactly do you do? So we've got to tell our community. We've got to tell our nation, and we got to tell the world what it is that we're doing. If you want to do a membership drive of some kind, we have a membership committee. You can talk to them and they'll say, we'll help you with this. We can help put out an open house. We can help you do a drive, whatever it is you want to do. We have a speakers bureau listed on our website. So if you're looking for speakers and you're not sure, you feel like you've gone through everybody in York, which I think that would be a real accomplishment, but you want to find somebody, maybe you can address a specific thing. Go to the District 7390 website, and there is a speakers bureau listed there for you. We can help tell the story. So, but you've got to tell us about it first. Because unless we are lurking on a lot of clubs' websites and their Facebooks, but unless you tell us, we don't necessarily know what all's been going on here. So with that, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Yes, sir.
Real concerned about polio and vaccines, and the big movement of anti-vaccine. Will we doing anything to combat that?
I don't know that they've issued an official stance at this point in time. I am afraid that has become very politicized. And of course, Rotary tries to stay out of the politics, but they have always had a good, yes, we believe in vaccines and we want to get those vaccines out there.
Yes, and to eliminate. That really concerns me because we are that. Eliminating moving forward.
Right. And yeah, this is a problem. It really is. And all we can hope is they don't win out. That's all I can say. And you can vote. I am very hopeful that this attitude does not win out. And I think part of it is, you know, as they've said, I can remember working with a man whose child died at 5 from a measles complication. And that's kind of the issue is so often the folks that are now young parents, they never heard these stories. They didn't see the iron lungs. They don't know people who have had polio. One of my district governor counterparts up in Alaska is a polio survivor. He gives a really powerful speech, Ramesh, about surviving polio. And he was actually born in India. He has braces and canes that he walks with today. The only reason why he is not like a lot of polio survivors in India that are crawling on the ground is he had folks in Canada who wanted to adopt him. The Canadian government actually bought it because they knew, since they have universal health, that that was going to be an expensive adoption. But the parents fought the government. They got the media and folks behind them, and they were able to adopt Ramesh. And now he goes and he gives talks everywhere about ending polio. I've also met John Namby. He is a survivor of polio. His mother, he got it right, 6 months before the vaccine came out. His mother did these exercises that nuns had come up with to keep his limbs from atrophy. So he grew up fairly normal, had no issues. He now has post-polio syndrome. And now, if he uses his muscles, that's when they weaken. So he is allowed to take like 200 steps a day. And after that, he has to be in a scooter or a wheelchair. He can't, if he uses any more of his muscles, he'll actually make his condition worse. So, yeah, we do have to get rid of polio. We just have to. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
We're very grateful. Parents invited us to their mud huts. They gave us our babies. Who were we? We arrived as white people, total strangers. They just knew we were going to help. Pakistan and Afghanistan, is it still really dangerous for volunteers to get in and immunize? Is that what's going on?
Yes, there is still some distrust. Some of the Taliban upper echelon believe that we're trying to poison the children. They have killed healthcare workers who have gone in to immunize these children. So it is still, sometimes we're staying one step ahead of them. But we have been also trying to work with them. And there are some in the Taliban that have been going, okay, we will allow this. So, again, fingers crossed. You know, let's hope that we can get this done. Any other questions? Dave?
Sure. So as your assistant governor, I would be remiss if I didn't sort of circle back to what you were saying about what district can do for you. Chris already mentioned RLI, which does have a fee associated with it, but there's something coming up that is free.
Great. And that is the District Learning Assembly. And Fred, who is heading that up, one of our past district governors, is trying something a little different. It will be from September 22nd. Is it December 22nd or 23rd? 22nd. Over 4 nights, he will have a free Zoom program. You can do 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, or 4 nights. You can do them all. And they're touching on topics of social media, conflict resolution, club positions, talking about what each of those positions should be, you know, tasked with. So that's free. We'll do another one in March that will be in person. And I will say with regards to RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute, I have done all three parts of that, and I've also done 2 graduate levels, and I'm going to do another graduate level this month, in October. It is $125. And your club is offering to pay that. My club does not. And I still do it because I consider that an investment in myself. Because yes, you're learning a little bit about Rotary, but guess what? The stuff that they're teaching is actually on leadership skills. And it's something that you can take and apply at work or even at home. It's not limited to just Rotary. The other thing you get from going to that is you meet people from other clubs and you find out what other clubs are doing or how they've handled something that you might be sitting there going, I wish my club did this. And somebody goes, oh yeah, our club does that. And you're like, well, how did you get it started? So that way somebody can give you the path, help you figure that out. And again, I consider that an investment in myself. So, and here your club's going to underwrite it. I'd jump on that in a heartbeat. I'd be happy to do that. And I know it's giving up a Saturday. But what else have you given up Saturdays to? Binge watching? I've done that. You know, going sitting in the rain watching a football game? I've done that. So this is an opportunity to make yourself a little bit better. And so I urge you to do that. I'll be there. And I'll take you around and introduce you to folks. Happy to do that.
And I want, well, since I'm sort of working adjacent, I'd be happy to have any partner.
See, and here's your driver. All right, any other questions? If not, then I thank you very much for your time today. Oh, yep. There you go. All right, thank you, Mary. Hang out for a picture. Keep the friends. Good stuff. Thank you for making the trip down, Mary. Thank you for driving over, David. You had the easy one this time for sure. So, let's see. We do have a board meeting tomorrow morning at 7:30 at York Area Fire and Rescue Association. They're on Commons Drive, if anybody would like to join us. And don't think we have anything else for the good of the cause. Yes?
Ask the 2 bar members answer Mary's questions. So, way to go, you are geese.
Absolutely, absolutely. So.
Yes, so, maybe he'll become district governor in no time.
That's right. News to Lydell. All right, Mary, we do have a book for you to choose from. That book will be donated to one of the children's libraries at either the YWCA or the Children's Aid Society. We also have something a little special where we have some flowers for you for making the trip. So thank you very much. All right, and thank you again all. We're adjourned.